I will not be able to capture Hara in this turn, I decided, so I'll just attack them with a smaller force and then do it in the next turn. I'm moving a little sluggishly, but that's all good. It's all good. See, in normal difficulty, they usually only attack you once, so I can trust that they'll only attack me one time after this when it's their turn, and I'll be able to defend against it with whatever. Later into the game, they'll attack more frequently, but it's still never overwhelming in the first playthrough, except on special occasions. Now, there are a lot of special occasions in this game, but, you know, it's whatever. And 2 guard units in the front, that's almost never a good idea for you. I can think of a few situations where it would be, but it's usually not. And usually you don't want to put them in the back at all either. Hopefully your back units can be defended on their own. And if not, things like archers are a priority to kill with your own ranged units. Maeda Toshi. I called him Maeda KG earlier because once you make him a Kabuki actor, his name changes from Maeda Toshi to Maeda KG. I don't know what it means. I don't know why the name changes like that. I think Maeda was a real person, but I'm really unsure about that. I know Niwa and Akechi were. And Renmaru was, and Kasuye. They were all real people. So, yeah. Rance, of course, wasn't. Go figure. Kasuye and Renmaru wasn't a general in real life. Renmaru was Nobunaga's. Well, Renmaru was a guy in real life, and actually Renmaru was Nobunaga's gay lover, so that's how that went down. Bet you didn't know that about this game. And history, you do know. Kasuye and Maeda were both just generals. They were more equal in real life than they were in this game. And here's another attack by these assassins. They kind of want you to get into the habit of this. There are 4 of these little attempts at Rance's life that you have to fight. They're all manageable when Rance is level 40, but it's like urging you to make Rance stronger. And by this time, I probably shouldn't have him at level 40 only. He should be a little more powerful than he is. Certainly, there are items that increase level you get from releasing prisoners, and you want to give those all to Rance. You don't want to give them to anybody else. Ever. It's unreasonable to think you'll get Rance to level 99 by the end of the game, because you certainly won't. But you can get him probably 65-ish without struggling too hard. I don't know. I say that, I don't even know if I'll be able to get him to 65. The first time I played this game, they don't explain it to you, so I didn't know the commander battles existed, and I didn't really put any effort into making the commanders strong individually from their military unit. So a lot of the events in this game were very hard for me. All the really big story events and almost all the most important parts are done with commander battles, and I was unprepared for that. Most people are. I say most people while thinking of my friends who've played this. Quite a few have done that. And I'm not bordering Uesugi, but it's mentioning them because they are relevant, they're important. And it'll probably introduce Houjou soon as well. Houjou is the Triforce army right there. It has story that goes on with Iga, but it stops. Iga really is intended to be a first territory that you take. They don't have late game things going on. They're not really interesting at all. It's pretty boring. And right here they're talking about a warrior called Gumo Danjo. Those rebels are united under him. He's not a unit in the game, you don't ever actually see him, but he's the reason the Iga ninjas are no longer part of Oda. They separated because of his mistreatment for them. Or no, they separated originally, and then he was set to govern them, something like that. And anyway, he mistreated the ninjas, and then they rebelled. and that's what they're dealing with. I don't know if he's a real person. I know Inukai wasn't. So, it's not really important at all in your first playthrough because when you conquer Iga, Inukai dies, and Gumo Danjo isn't talked about or discussed, and you can't change that. You can either have Inukai escape or kill him. Those are your two options in this first playthrough. Future playthroughs, you can capture Inukai and use him as a commander. It's hard to do, actually. Oh no, Japanese symbols is being attacked again. Quickly, go to the defense. Send all four again, just so they can get the troops. I don't necessarily have to do that. And here, because I've spoken to Renmaru, there's a little snippet between the two. Which, I mean, it doesn't really, you know, tell you Renmaru's interested in him. She doesn't talk, ever. She's pretty quiet. He's loud and obnoxious. Rance finds out though, and I gotta admit, once you get Renmaru's character clear, she just has the best H scene in the entire game. Oh my god. It is so good. I mean, it's just insane how good it is. You'll see it, and, well, you won't see it, of course, in the video, but you can download a CG pack or something. Totally worth your time if you're looking for Renmaru's CG. Wow, is it just... It is just amazing. Well, the CG she has with Rance is amazing. The one with Katsui is not amazing. Because, you know, she gets two. She's just your first, the first real woman in the game that you get to know. So it's only natural that she has two scenes, right? That sounds right. I may show one or none in this playthrough. But Rance finds out that Renmaru is interested in Katsui, I guess. I mean, I don't know how he would find that out. But there you go. And Katsui got a lot of buffs, that's good. It's very good. Oh yeah, monks. Some other things about the monks. They do get a ranged attack, but it can't be used from the back row. It's like a melee attack in the front that they don't take counterattack damage from. And it's called Yokai Ward, and it's really strong against Yokai units. But, I mean, those are really few and far between. And, something else. They heal after every, like they can heal themselves in combat, but they also full heal at no expense after your turn. So you don't have to replenish them and cost money. They'll just automatically heal to full health. They don't ever explain that, and it's a really peculiar thing. It's not really important, but it's helpful. I don't know. Another thing, if they attack a unit with a buff like Katsui, if that monk were to attack Katsui in melee combat just with the regular monk charge, it would remove one of Katsui's buff arrows. So monks really are a utility unit in this game. They can debuff, they have special attacks against certain things, they can remove guard, and absorb damage, deal moderate damage as well. They've got a lot about them. I think I explained it all though. And even though I captured him, I will not use him. Because I don't want to. And Tanagashima, yeah, I didn't call it out before, but he's like he's a cube guy. I don't know why he's like that. All the characters in the game acknowledge it. They all know that he looks that way, except himself. And there are a lot of scenes, scenes, dialogues, where you can talk about it. And now it'll introduce Houjou. Oh god, I'm not gonna get Tahara again. That's pretty bad, isn't it? I've been saying that I would for 3 parts, and then I just keep putting it off. It doesn't matter though. This is Houjou. They're my favorite state in the game. I love all the characters from this state. You can see the 3 primary ones in that CG, which I also like quite a bit. This is their leader, Houjou-san. The most powerful, not bullshit diviner unit in the game. There is a more powerful one, but she's not really a diviner. They just gave her that tag for whatever reason. And this guy's a monster. Really love having him in my army, but that's also difficult to do. The other 2 units that come with his army, Nanjo Ran and Daidoji Komatsu, are both okay. The Houjou clan existed in real life. It was not as important as it is in this game. though, from what I can tell. And the Nanzhou clan was united into the Houjou clan. And Nanzhou Ran, the purple-haired girl you'll see shortly, is the leader of the Nanzhou clan. And I won't say that yet, but Son and her are very good friends, and they work together for government affairs. They're both diviners. Ran is a diviner. And there she is. She has her own route, like Kenshin and Isoroku. And that's all three of the heroines. Ran and Hojo Son have really depressing stuff about them. Ran dies in every single route. She's gonna die in this playthrough. You can't do anything about it. And the only one where she doesn't die is her own. I think she can even die in the monkey one, where you kill the monkey, a Nobunaga. I think she dies in that as well, if you wanted to. You can see the Shikigami on her, the little paper people. I think those are the Shikigami. That's what the diviners use. They like make paper craft and attack with it. This sounds pretty lame, but they're the most powerful thing in the game, really. So yeah, they get along well. You find out later that they're engaged. Well, they're not engaged now. They do that later. That'll be a long scene to discuss, actually. And I think Daidoji comes up now. But Son's probably one of my favorite characters. And after I say that, Daidoji appears, and she is my favorite character in the game. I love her character design a lot. Short, blonde hair, twin tails. It's cool. She doesn't have any good scenes, though. Doesn't have any good scenes in the game. Still like her. Her picture a lot. As a unit, she's pretty horrible. Not gonna lie, her stats are below average. She has the unique ability that adds 20 troops to her unit every turn, so her troop size can get really huge. And that's okay in the first playthrough. In consecutive ones and higher difficulties, that's not gonna cut it, because troop size doesn't matter.